While you're shorting and making bank from the falling crypto market, I'll answer some questions. I do this too. Once a week you can ask questions in the comments of this video, any other. I'll answer them in the next episode. Moving on, I scrolled to the very bottom of the questions. They're not many, but they're important ones. I'd recommend watching till the end so you don't miss or mess up anything and lose money, God forbid. For comments based on clear misconceptions, I'll debunk them right now on this graph. I'll show you what not to do and what to do correctly. Before we start, remember the link below for 10% cashback on all Binance commission fees. If you don't have a Binance account, sign up for one now. Average traders save about $200 monthly on this. If you have an account, create a new one for yourself or for family members too. Just open it as usual, earn more from the cashback. If you've never had a Binance account, we view all our graphs on Binance. If you do it differently, switch to Binance. It has the best graphs and trade volumes. Liquidity impacts market prices first. You should view graphs from Binance. Also, Binance's high liquidity ensures that you get the best prices on any exchange, Binance included. You'll always get the best entry and exit prices. And it has the lowest fees in the market. Switching from another exchange to Binance will earn you more. And with the link below, you'll get a 10% cashback on all fees forever. This is on the spot market forever. Maybe for futures, it's only for a month, but the fees are already 10 times lower. You won't notice anymore. Unless you trade big daily with high leverage, that's a different topic. Who trades with high leverage potentially earns more. Let's go through the comments from bottom to top. The juiciest ones are at the bottom. Starting with light ones, why don't you allow Telegram to ask questions? It's because of bots and off-topic fights. Can't help it. I talk about more than just crypto there. I talk about finances, investments, financial planning, financial literacy, my life, and more. If you have specific questions, you can ask in the comments here. You've done plus. Good for you. There's going to be a bounce back 10 days ago. Yeah, the bounce back happened. Looking at the weekly chart, there's a huge head and shoulder. I'm waiting for the dip. Let's see. FTM USDT on a daily chart. No head and shoulders here. Maybe something similar, but it's more like a triangle. Triangle breakout. Beautiful retest. Compressed to the bottom. All the way to the bottom. Then breaking the bottom and falling to a new bottom if there's something to latch onto. Ah, you mean this head and shoulder. Well, actually, the head and shoulder level is here. If there's going to be a further decrease and it will hit somewhere like 50, 60, 70, 80%, you're right. This is a long-term deal and can easily bounce back. Obviously, if the market goes up, it will be dangerous to sit in shorts. Interesting questions are coming. Pay attention to the history after the seating and so on. Hereby trading, if you're interested in something specifically, you can write in the comments here. Did plus, well done, there will be a bounce back 10 days ago. Well, yes, the bounce back happened. But let's look on the weekly chart. There's a huge head and shoulder waiting for a dip. Let's see, FTM USDT. On a daily chart, no head and shoulders here. Something similar, yes, but it looks more like a triangle. Triangle breakout, beautiful retest, squeeze to the bottom. Well, it's all to the bottom. And then breaking the bottom and falling to a new bottom if it can hold on to anything. Ah, you mean this head and shoulder. Well, listen. Yes, indeed, the head and shoulder level is here indeed. If there will be further decrease, breakthrough, well, and somewhere here down to 50, 60, 70, 80%. You're right, I didn't see this, but this is completely a long-term deal. It can easily bounce back. Let's see, after the death cross in the history, there was a bull run. Let's take a look. The death cross is when the moving averages cross, with the short one moving down, the long one typically. Look at 50-200 MA. 50 is my green line, 200 is purple. I suggest watching. Better to watch the 100 and 200, they give fewer false signals, and mainly watch the death cross. At the crossing of the 100 and 200, my 100 is red. Let's examine this in practice. A death cross is when the red line on my chart crosses the purple one from above. Here, the red crosses the purple from above in February 22nd. And then what? What happens next is the price drops significantly after this. 64%. This was the last time the death cross happened to Bitcoin. The death cross with the 20 hasn't happened yet. It's about to happen. The price is already below 200. Just a matter of time. Even if it stays put, it's a question of time when the death cross will occur. The death cross with the 5-day moving one already happened. But often they show false signals. We're waiting for the 100. 200 cross, but last time it fell 60% straight to the bottom. Take note of that. This happens with delay, not from the peak. The price first needs to drop. Stay for a while for the moving averages to cross, and often this plays a nasty trick. For a trader, because the price had already dropped 35% by the death cross, sometimes there are rebounds, pullbacks. Let's take a look. How often? Here, for instance, the price had already dropped 50% from the peak, obviously, so with a fall of 50%, we see a death cross that may not work. Then the price rockets. But we place stops somewhere behind the nearest level or through a level, we lose very little. If we're trading the death cross, if we suddenly wanted to enter after a fall of 50%, that's somewhat illogical. But we set the stop relatively short. We can earn much more if it works out. A little bit in case, when it works, there's a drop of 35% and we enter after that, we earn much more. So what does a fall of 64% mean? It's a fall of 3 times. That compares to a growth of 300%. But if we take leverage, we can earn even more. Right now, we haven't dropped far from the peak yet. There's no death cross yet, yeah, but if we just stand from the peak, we've only flown down 16%, so it's not 50. Let's see what happened in the past. Let's see. When the price stands still, fluctuates back and forth, the moving averages often cross each other, up and down, up and down. Those are false signals. Don't enter on them. So we had COVID in 2020. Everything soared sharply back and forth. Don't pay attention to that. Sure, if the price has already flown down 70% and there's no death cross yet, then it shakes somewhere at the bottom. Don't enter this death cross, obviously. Here's the death cross. Technically speaking, it's far from the peak already. From the local maximum, not much down. And then we immediately fly down 25%, and during the process 50, even more. Falling was more than 55% at the moment. There were small bounces, but that's why stops. Push up the stops, if anything, collect your 25%, but there was no serious fall here. As for example, a drop of 65% in 2000 or whatever in the 22nd year, the last death cross on the daily in April 2018. After which the price flew down another 62%. That's also 3 times, compares to a growth of 300% in the opposite direction. We see, well, yes, once something like a reverse movement happened here. But because the price had already dropped 50%, it's not down 50% now. It's only 16% below the peak right now. But overall, no. After the death cross, here, but we're only down 16% from the peak. But overall, no. After the death cross, we're only down 16% from the peak. But on the whole, no. After the death cross. Bullrun, like when we talk about this movement, it started after gold. Intersections when the movement crosses from bottom to top, it crossed and price flew up. Like a bullrun, price from bottom to top, moving intersected, it's flying. Into space, it ricocheted high, just crossed here, and flew away. In space, if we look here, need to open a chart from another exchange. Here was our previous bullrun. Where are death crosses? No death crosses. Not here, but oh, even earlier. Here's the golden cross when Bitcoin was at $400 and it spiked to $2,000. It's not a death cross. That's a golden cross, exactly opposite signal. A death cross indicates that the trend is downward, that the price is falling. Don't confuse. Let's keep watching. Pump awaits. Watch the dump at 80 Bitcoin going up. Need to sell, need to fall, absolutely. Random comments in any situation when I'm recording, someone says that the price will go up, someone will go down. Well, it's clear that if you as a trader don't know, watch the reviews and want to hear another opinion, better watch some other trader who historically said some accurate stuff. Don't read comments and trade by them in no circumstance. Of course, that's obvious, I hope, because commentators are like those who will speak about Bitcoin flying to $1 million. as those who say Bitcoin is a pyramid, a scam worth nothing, just short it. But of course, people will always be on both sides, like the ton. It's a low liquidity coin. I won't invest in it. I don't understand. What's the comment about? Don't know what I said about Azerbaijanians. Didn't mention when will they ban Bitcoin like they did with crystals. Don't know. I have no clue. But you can theoretically ban Bitcoin, but how do you track and control it? Yeah. Practically zero, and I'm happy you're making extra money. You deserve it. Congrats. Waiting for a drop. Any books you'd recommend for a better market understanding? Yeah, mainly about trading. What's your take on binary options? Let's start with the second binary. Options are a scam. Binary options are just not related to exchanges at all. Binary options having nothing to do with exchange. It's just a website. You won't find binary options on the exchange. If you find binary options somewhere, it's just a website. Somebody created a website and says replenish your account. Actually, when you replenish your account, suppose your account for binary options, you're just transferring money to a person and well, he kind of promises to transfer more if you trade right on the exchange. In fact, he just blocks you on the site if you go into good profit. I showed that 3 years ago on my Instagram. I experimented, put 100 rubles into binary options. Obviously, a skilled trader can do it. Easily make, I got from 1,000 rubles to 1,000 on the account in binary options. Made it in 3 days, got blocked. I do these things on Instagram. You can see, check out my other socials, links below. Binary options aren't related to trading. It's mostly like a casino and they won't pay if you win. Not worth your attention. For better market understanding, I learned from experience, not books. From the real crypto market, and I paid for a course to learn trading. Consider that option. Better to get a course, not a book. They're outdated. Courses are current. And get a good course, of course, better with current info. From the real current crypto market, apparently, keep searching. How about a leverage trading tutorial? Might record one someday, 100 times leverage, no big deal. It's like deposit expansion, like $10 or $5. Theoretically, you might rise from $5 to a decent amount, even to $80,000, for example. You wouldn't obviously take a 100 times leverage. It's high risk, deposit could be lost, but if the deposit is $5, no losses really. Can theoretically drive it to $500. I sometimes do my own courses, for example. I had a course last May, 2 years before that, long time ago. From that course 2 years ago, had the best student, Vlad from Almaty. In trading with $3, 100 times leverage, he raised something like $90,000, my best case. He was my best student, traded with a 100 times leverage. I never drove the deposit with a 100 times leverage. Had a different strategy initially. When I entered the market, there was no leverage, just traded on the market. Bought and sold at the right moments, set some aside each month, traded long term, entered bull trends, raised capital, got out, fixed profit, waited for 5 times market drop, then re-entered. That's how I made it. Long-term strategy won't make in a day or a month, but in few years. You can drive up your deposit to 100 times this way. Thanks for listening. Thanks for the comments. End of questions. Answered everything. Thanks for asking in the comments. Keep it going. Remember, link below. Binance with 10% cashback. Get registered while it's available. Chance to earn more. Good luck. Я поднял. Это совсем долгосрочная стратегия. Очевидно, вы не заработаете за там один день или один месяц, но в течение года 3 лет вы можете разгонять свой депозит в 100. И не забывайте, что по ссылке внизу бинз раз таким образом. Огромное спасибо за информативность. Спасибо за комментарии, видео. Вопросов больше нет. Ответил на насущное, что вас интересовало. Спасибо за то, что пишите. Вопросы в комментариях. Можете продолжать. Пеком 10%. Registrujtесь, пока есть такая возможность. На ровном месте зарабатывать больше удачи.